Welcome, one and all, to the move. Let's get into a groove. I'm Jay, and what I do here is just rant about whatever's on my mind. And what's permeating the noggin today is SJWs, or social justice warriors. To all the feminists, Black Lives Matters allies, activists, advocates, thumb thugs, and the easily triggered, I gotta let you know that I love you. I appreciate how you see the world, and know that in many ways your hearts are in the right place, but I feel a necessity to remind you of a very old saying. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. I was raised by an old school and what some would call traditional values. My dad was a preacher from South Carolina who worked a union job shipping food to ShopRite. My parents remained married until his passing. Within that over 3 decade deep relationship, they bought a home, paid it off, and raised a family, never having the millions to which many strive, but always having enough. My father set a foundation and illustrated through his hard work the benefits of having a strong work ethic, and those lessons have stayed with me to this very moment. I worked for New Jersey Working Families for the better part of 2 years as a cancer slash organizer, and as you would suspect, I gave it my all. Because if you're unfamiliar with Working Families as a political party and or nonprofit organization, it's the preeminent name in progressive politics. We've since parted ways. Apparently, Irvington isn't a priority, but an incident at one of their conferences is what makes me feel as if there's a line that should be drawn somewhere. And that line should be the pronoun game. Now, trans community, don't take this personally. I believe each and every human being comes with equal value and deserves to be respected as such. But what I saw was an entire conference, which was already boring me to tears, completely come to a grinding halt because one person was addressed by the wrong pronoun. So each and every individual, myself included, had to state their name and what they wanted to be called. Wait, what? We have to stop discussing some of our we had to stop discussing some of our more prevalent issues to address pronouns because one person got triggered. Some things in life are just better to accept because at a certain point in your quest for progress, it can easily become self-defeating. And where I'd like to say that it falls on the person that had the issue, it really lies at the feet of those conducting that conference because their priority list had appeasement over more pressing matters. Look, I get it. I'm black. And one of the things that I've learned through my life travels is that my skin color has set certain expectations of me. And it's my character that's either going to disprove or prove those stereotypes. And that's the same that can be said for your genitals, sexuality, or any construct that makes you who you are. There is a difference between making the world a better place and making the world a better place for you. And where I do my best to empathize, with those who I can never fully understand, I would hope that something as benign as a pronoun can take a back seat when put in context with other atrocities and injustice. One of our culture's biggest problems is that injustice has become its own industry. The capitalists have gotten hold of the idea that suffering is big business. So instead of actually doing something about larger problems such as climate change, our education and medical systems, or our extremely flawed criminal justice system, we stay at each other's throats over completely irrelevant shit that furthers no cause but lines many pockets. We can bitch about gender representation in the arts. By the way, they're the arts. Don't demand an artist change their vision, create a vision of your own. Or the imaginary pay gap, which is actually an earning gap, or female CEOs, which there are plenty of. I've personally worked with under several female bosses, a few of which I smashed. So to say women aren't equal really undermines the suffrage movement and first wave feminism. Now, that's not to say that there isn't plenty of sexism in the world, but it's hard to convince me that women aren't taken seriously when child support, alimony, and the Duluth model are all heavily in the corner of women. Do we have a ways to go as a society? Yes, without doubt. There is no question. But to attempt to retroactively change things that got our country from where it began to where it is now is self-sabotage. The fact that many of us have the ability to speak up and have our voices be heard is an amazing thing. We live in an age where if you can get enough people to claim your cause, there's no limit to the amount of money, change that you can make. All I'm asking you to do is be wary of these causes and charities. Also, to basically prioritize. And if your top priority is the public good and what's going to benefit the many as opposed to the few, I'm sure you'll agree that pronouns, and other people's art should take a backseat to climate change, healthcare, and that stupid drug war which has fed the criminal justice system like Jabba the Hutt. So that's all I got for you today. This has been The Move. I'm Jay. I love you. Later. And do me a favor. Try to understand. People, we come from different places and different worlds. And it's impossible for me as a man to tell a woman how she should think or feel. But women need to understand that it's impossible to do the same. When we live in a world where the suicide rates and mortality rates and everything, and boys are dropping out of school faster than girls, how about a little equality and not superiority? As you know, that's one of my bigger pet peeves about a lot of different movements and organizations. So, I went a little off script at the end here because I still got another full minute to cover. But I want you guys to know that I in no way, shape, or form mean any harm to anyone. All I want is all of us to be happy and live on this earth together. Because really, we're all we got. So, once again, this is Jay signing out. I love you. And until the next move. Later.